Hello guys, welcome to your own YouTube channel, The Little Einsteins. Once upon a time, in a small kingdom nestled between lush forests and rolling hills, there lived a kind and gentle girl named Cinderella. She lived with her father, a loving and wise man, in a beautiful manor. However, fate took a cruel turn when Cinderella's mother passed away, leaving her heartbroken and alone. A few years later, her father decided to marry again, hoping to give Cinderella the motherly love and companionship she deserved. But destiny had other plans. The woman he married was cold-hearted and wicked, with two daughters who were just as cruel as their mother. They moved into the manor and immediately treated Cinderella as a servant, making her life a never-ending stream of toil and misery. Cinderella, despite her hardships, never lost her kind spirit. She found solace in the company of woodland creatures, and they became her only true friends. She would spend her days doing chores, tending to the gardens, and singing sweet melodies that echoed through the house and into the woods, brightening the forest's gloom. One fateful day, news arrived that the kingdom's prince, Prince Edward, would be holding a grand ball at the royal palace. The purpose of this ball was to find his future bride. Invitations were sent to every eligible maiden in the land, leaving Cinderella's wicked stepmother and stepsisters in a frenzy of excitement. As the day of the ball approached, the manor bustled with frantic activity. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters spent hours choosing their finest gowns and jewels while demanding Cinderella to sew and mend their clothes. Yet, despite their cruelty, Cinderella remained steadfast, never uttering a word of complaint. Finally, the evening of the ball arrived. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters left her behind, thinking she was of no consequence in their quest to impress the prince. Alone in her room, tears streamed down her cheeks as she gazed out of her window at the moonlit night, wishing she could attend the ball and escape her dreary life, even for just one evening. Suddenly, a soft and melodious voice filled the room. It was her fairy godmother, a magical being who had been watching over Cinderella all along, hidden from sight. With a wave of her wand, she transformed a pumpkin into an elegant carriage, mice into coachmen, a rat into a footman, and Cinderella's rags into a magnificent ball gown that sparkled like starlight. "Remember, my dear," the fairy godmother said, "this enchantment will only last until midnight. Once the clock strikes 12, everything will return to its original state. Now go and enjoy the ball, but be mindful of the time." Overwhelmed with joy and gratitude, Cinderella stepped into the enchanting carriage and headed to the palace. As she arrived, a hushed silence fell upon the grand hall. Prince Edward himself was captivated by her beauty and grace, and he couldn't take his eyes off her. Throughout the night, Cinderella and the prince danced together, their hearts intertwining with each step. They laughed, talked, and enjoyed each other's company, forgetting the world around them. In that fleeting moment, Cinderella felt like she belonged, as if her true self had been set free. As the clock struck 11, Cinderella remembered the fairy godmother's warning, and hurriedly bid farewell to the prince, racing down the palace steps and into the night. In her haste, one of her glass slippers slipped off, but she couldn't risk going back for it. The magic was fading, and she had to get home before her disguise unraveled. Back at the manor, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters returned, their excitement and smiles filling the air. They chattered about the magnificent ball, and the mysterious and beautiful stranger who had captured the prince's heart. Cinderella listened quietly, hiding her own joy and keeping her secret safe. Days turned into weeks, and the kingdom was filled with whispers and tales of the prince's search for the mysterious maiden. Prince Edward was determined to find her and make her his bride. To aid in his search, he announced a kingdom-wide search for the woman whose foot would perfectly fit the glass slipper left behind at the ball. The news spread like wildfire, and soon every eligible maiden in the kingdom lined up outside the royal palace, hoping to try on the delicate glass slipper. Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters were among the eager crowd, but their feet were too big and clumsy to fit into the slipper. Just as hope seemed lost, Cinderella's gentle voice broke the silence, asking if she could try on the slipper. Her stepmother and stepsisters ridiculed her, but the prince insisted, intrigued by the familiar melody of her voice. As Cinderella slipped her foot into the glass slipper, it fit perfectly, like a delicate glove made just for her. The prince's eyes widened with astonishment, and joy spread across his face. He knew he had found his true love. In that moment, Cinderella's stepmother and stepsisters realized the truth, that the beautiful stranger from the ball was none other than their despised servant. Shocked and remorseful, they fell to their knees, begging for forgiveness. But Cinderella, ever gracious and kind, forgave them, understanding that they were prisoners of their own envy and bitterness. She moved to the palace, where she and the prince were married in a grand celebration that brought joy to the entire kingdom. Cinderella's fairy tale ending did not just bring happiness to her own life, but it also taught her stepmother and stepsisters the power of love and kindness. They underwent a transformation, becoming better people, and their hearts were filled with love and compassion. And so, Cinderella's story became a legend, passed down from generation to generation, a timeless tale of love, hope, and the belief that kindness can change even the hardest of hearts. The kingdom lived happily ever after, knowing that true love knows no bounds, and dreams really can come true. Thanks for listening. If you are new on this channel, please subscribe to our channel now, and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a single upload. Together, let's make this YouTube journey unforgettable. Thank you for your incredible support. Let's make great memories together on our channel. See you in the next video.